Hello everyone, welcome to K21 Academy where you learn cloud from experts. In this episode, we will be creating process application in Process Cloud Service. We have taken a clip from one of our certification training program on Oracle Integration Cloud Services, and in this clip, instructor will talk about how to create process application in Process Cloud Service. In the end, I will also share OIC free class link with you as a gift, which will not only help you to learn basics, but it will also give you an idea of the learning part to follow. It would be helpful, especially when you're preparing for Oracle Certified Specialist certification. And to clear this certification, you should be having an understanding of create process application in Process Cloud Service. Now let's hear from our expert on the same.
Let's create an application. When you create, and let's say demo app, and you can create a new space here, let's say K21 space, and then description, and then click on a create button. A new space will be created and all the application will be part of your K21 space. And here you see we are on the composer. So composer is nothing, it is your design time tool which allows you to develop your workflows. Okay, so here you see we have a different menus here which we will start using one by one. So now let's create a structured process here, and here when you click on a create a structured process and click on a view more, you will see we have a different patterns which we can use to develop our process. So we will start few of them one by one. So I will create a process using a form pattern. As you see in the integration, we have a different patterns all together. The scheduled orchestration, the app driven, the file transfer, subscribe to IC, and publish to IC. Similarly, we have a different pattern. A form pattern is nothing. It is like a workflow which will start from a form. Let's say you want to create a workflow for the leave management. Okay, in order to create that workflow, you know, a end user should create a leave first, then only that workflow will be fired. So it will start from a form. So let's start a form, or let's say form approval pattern. The form, it's a simple form, means one form and then other actions. But form approval pattern will create a workflow where you will have two different swim lane, one for the employee, second for the manager. Okay, so let's say my uh, leave process, and click on a create button. In the demo app, we have created a one leave process based on the form approval pattern, and in a single process application, you can create multiple processes. And here you go, you see we have created one leave process, and you see we have two swim lanes. One is with name process owner, and second is the reviewer. The process owner are nothing, it's just like a owner of a form, or the application, means you are raising a loan application form, so you are the owner of this loan, means you have initiated it. Similarly, the, let's say if you want to rename this, you can rename it by clicking on it, and let's say this is for the employee, right? Similarly, the process reviewer, who is going to review. So if you want to rename this swim lane, you can do this, let's say manager, right? And if you want to create more roles, you can click on the plus button and more horizontal lines will be created. Let's say you want to create the multiple level of approvals, so you can do this here. But let's go with these two. Now here you see this is the swim lane, and there are few workflow. The one level workflow has been created here automatically based on the pattern which we have selected. And here I was mentioning that all the actions are the BPMN notation, and here we have the human actions. You see these few are the actions are already in place, like the human action, submit and approve. Approve is one of the action which will allow you to take the decision, either approve or reject or more information, anything. And then we have a system actions like service. If you want to call our external service, you can use this. You can send a message, you can notify via the email notification and other few actions. And we have the events here. You see the submit request. Okay, so this is one of the event, right? And my process will be started from this submit request only, right? We have the message start. Let's suppose you want to create a workflow which will be started from a message. Okay, then you can do this. Let's say you want to send a email, you want to send a message. Okay, the message can go via two different message provider. Okay, let's say provider 1, provider 2. So you will send a message here and you will say provider 1 and then provider 2, and then based on provider 1 or provider 2, the message will be sent accordingly. So something like this. Gateways are nothing, it is just like to take an action. Here you see we have this exclusive one. You see, exclusive gateways are nothing, these are the decision maker where your workflow will move, means the token. So one token will come to it, and where the token will go, the token will go there or there. So we have the parallel as well. This parallel will execute multiple actions at a time, and then token will wait till the time all actions are completed, right? Something like this. So integration to call any integration and then other stuff. Fine. So now let me just design this process. So you see this is your form start, which means you have to attach one form with this action. And then you see when this will be executed, the workflow of it will go to this approve request. Approve request is nothing, it is this approve action, which means it is a human intervention. Means a email notification will go to the managers, and manager will need to take an action depending on your request, and then it will flow here the exclusive action, and depending on the action of it, the token will go here or here, and then back and forth. You can rename each and every action by double clicking on this. Let's say leave start. Okay, let's say approval. Let's say leave approval, something like this. You can say approve leave, resubmit your leave, something like this. And if you want to delete some action, you can simply click on this and then delete, right? And if you want to rename these as well, you can do also, right? If you want to modify these, you can do that. You can delete this and then you can have leave start to this as well. Now here you click here, now we need to attach a form. So right, simply click on this and click on this action menu, and here click on the open properties. When you do this, you can enter a title here, let's say leave form, and then here you see the form, the search and then plus button. You can either search a form if you already have it. If you want to create a new form, you can click on the plus button, and here you see leave approve, leave form, leave application, let's say, and click on the open immediately, and you will be landed onto the web page designer. Click on the create button, and here you see you are on this particular form menu now. Okay, if you click on the form menu, you can see leave application form which we have created. Either you can create it from there and then attach with your process, or simply create directly and then come here, and then you see. So here you can design your form as you do in your VB application. So we have the palette here, and we have the form prop action prop. So the when you start dragging and then dropping the actions, you can see the properties. Let's try to do this. Okay, here you see input text, input text. Okay, let's say email. Okay, let's say one more text area here, and then date. Fine. Now if you want to change the label, simply click on this one action and you see the properties. You can say input tag, it's a name, let's say first name, and you can see the binding has been changed automatically based on this name, and which is your first name, and then change the label, let's say first name here, and this, sorry, and here you see your label is here, and we have a different other options as well. Let's say you want to define the minimum length or the maximum length, you can make it required, auto complete, and then other different options which you can use to create a web form. Similarly, change the properties of this, let's say last name, and here label last name. Okay, I am just making the changes very quickly. Employee address, let's say reason. Okay, let's say from, let's say to. Now my form is ready, but here we don't need to create a button. So when this form will be launched, the submit button will be there automatically, and you simply click on a submit, and the it will be done. Right click on the save. Now my form is ready. Now go back to our process. Now here you see I have attached the form. If you click on this, you see open form. It's enabled because we have attached one form with this action, right? Now let's configure this action. Click on this, and again simply click on this open properties. Here these properties pane will be as per the action which you are trying to configure. You see any single assignee, all assignees parallel, means if you have multiple assignees, you can select all assignees in parallel, all assignees in sequence. Okay, something like this. Let's say any single assignee. Form, again you have to attach a form with this action. Why? Because the approver needs to look at the form which you have submitted. So I am attaching the same form. Click on the search and attach the same form, right? And here presentation is main, means here in this form when we create, you see we have one presentation called main. If you want to change it, the name, you can change it, which means in a single form you can have a different presentation as per the role. Let's say for the employee, this presentation will be visible, but for the manager it might be a different presentation which will show you the number of leave the user has applied for. You can create one more presentation, and then accordingly you can select that presentation here, but I am using the same one as of now. Okay, and then actions, approve and then reject. You can, if you want to edit it, you can edit it. Let's leave as it is. And then title of the form, if you want to make it static, you can do this. If you want to make it dynamic, let's say expression editor. And here you see leave application, and all the component component properties will be visible here. Let's say email address, first name, form, last name, reason, and to. Let's say leave application from, let's say first name, and insert this and then validate it. So it's just like a Java. Here we are concatenating two values, one as a hard coded and the second is the first name, and it's by plus and then okay. It's my title. Similarly, you can see the task summary. Again, you can say the leave is raised between from and to date. Something like this, and then validate your expression. Oh, oh. The leave is raised from, my bad, and right. Fine, and then validate. Fine, and then okay. And then you can send, you can say the due date, let's say due date of this action, let's say expression interval, and you can define the interval, let's say 5 minutes. My task will be for due in the 5 minutes, or let's say 1 days of the, let's say it should be due in 1 days of after the assignment. Okay, I am saying 5 minutes, and then priority you can set, let's say high. Fine, save. Now this has been completed. Now here you need to define the condition, okay, depending on these two different outcomes. Let's click on this and click on this edit, and here you see click on this conditional flow, or you can click on this. Here you see a cross sign, means this is your default. Now you can configure this. Let's click on this and click on a edit, and here you see conditional flow is checked, but on this was not checked, hence it's saying default. So click here again, and you see you can define the condition here, and now you can see my leave process outcome. You see outcome, and I will say if it is reject. If it is reject, then double quotes. Okay, if if the manager rejected this task, it should again go back to the employee. Now I have to attach the form with this guy also, and then again click on this and then attach the form, and the action of this will only be single, which is called submit. Then also you can have the title, task summary, due date, and then priority. Fine. Now my task is completed. I have configured this, configured this, configured this, and configured this. Now I am good. Now this is the time to test my process. How to test is, I was mentioning that you can test this process without activating it. So first we have to publish it. Publish is nothing, it is just to create a snapshot of the action. Means it is just like a snapshot you do when you create your application. Let's say you have developed 3 forms and you have taken a snapshot till the time you have created 3 web forms, and then you created two more, and then you take another snapshot. Let's say now you have taken a snapshot of 5 forms. Again you do more actions and then again take another snapshot. Means it's a stages. So I can say snapshot, let's say S10, and I will say initial in snapshot and then publish. I just published it. If you want to test it, you have to publish it. And now click on the test. Once you click on the test, here you see the activate. Activate is nothing. You have to activate it in order to play this. So you can simulate all each and everything which you have created as part of your workflow. Click on this activate and then activate. Now the play button will be only will be enabled if you have activated your workflow, right? Activated, and here you see initial snapshot. If you expand it, you can see in this snapshot what all files has been created and modified. Fine. Now click on this play button. Now a player will be opened which will allow you to test your process. You see my leave process, click on this, and now the process is there. Now you see the player icon here? Click on this play and then click play. Now the form should be opened here, right? Now your process is ready, your form is there, and here you see the form, and submit, save, discard, cancel button will be there automatically. Let's say Akshay Kumar, and let's say 25th, 20, 26th to 30th. Okay, if you want to add attachment, you can do this as well. This is the default behavior, and then submit. Now you have submitted your process and your, oh, what happened to this? Okay, now here you see under the running instance, the instance will be there. Okay, so if I click here, okay, click on this, and again it will take you to the same one. Here you see, right? Right. And now let's again click on this player icon. You can click on the execute. Here you see both the actions, approve or reject. Either you can directly approve or reject, or if you have attached a form with this, it was not a mandatory. But if you have attached and you want to see the form, you can simply click on a launch form, and the same form will be visible, but along with the, and the data will be there here. You see the first name, last name, email address, reason, form, and then two. Now here you see action, approve and reject. You can see the title and you see the description which we have configured here, right? Let's say add a comment here. We cannot approve the leaves for 5 days. Let's say, okay. Let's reject the task. Now the task has been rejected. Now it will go here and it will see what was the outcome of this, and accordingly your action will be taken. And now here I'm on this, and now click on this launch form. Oh, actually, why I'm not able to see the comment here, because I have not clicked on the post. But let's say I have reduced my leads. So let's say you have to click on a post. Okay, successfully posted the comment, and let's say 26, 28. Okay, and then submit. Now here you see the comment, and now this time let's approve it. Here you see, now your workflow has been tested successfully via the Flare, and we have completed this process end to end.
That was a clip on create process application in Process Cloud Service. Now, we have put down everything about the certification, including basic concept that one should know everything like OIC overview, various OIC navigation and dashboards, integration patterns, adapters and web services, connection, integration and packages, all the way administering and monitoring integrations, connectivity agents, Visual Builder Cloud Service and examples, code promotion and versioning, process cloud overview, including tips and resources for clearing the certification exam. This is 9-week roadmap where we take you from basics to advanced level and help you to get certified. If you're interested, I would like to invite you for 90-minute free class with our expert trainer, which will not only help you to learn basics, but it will also give you an idea of the learning part to follow. This interactive session will help you to gaining an understanding of what is cloud computing, cloud service models, Oracle Integration Cloud Service, what is OIC and its architecture? Demo on walkthrough of Oracle Cloud and OIC Cloud Instance, job opportunities and market trend, and more other topics. You can register for this free class by visiting k21academy.com/OIC02. Let me show you a quick demonstration how you can do the same. Go to any browser and type k21academy.com/OIC02, then hit enter. After landing on free class page, just click on book your seat now. Select the date according to your availability. Fill out your details like your name, your email address, and finally your mobile number. Then click on yes, save my seat. After that, it will redirect you to confirmation page where you will find all the information about this free class, like what we are going to cover and the webinar link. So guys, finally, if you like this video, please give a thumbs up. If you have any doubts or queries, you can put them down in comment section. Our team will get back to you. I will see you in another episode. Till then, take care.